everywhere we go, people want to know. You know, that's my song. I was doing them flowers, and in my head, it's doing, why we smiling? So Barbados, Barbados, I come from. You know, that was my thing. You know what I mean? So I was born in Barbados. I lived in Grazettes, Saint Michael, and on my gap, there was a lot of gardens. I lived across the street from the Davises, and my mama also had a garden. So I garden every day. Outside of going to the beach every day too. Sometimes twice a day. I garden every day. And when I came to, in fact, when it was at St. Leonard's, I had a garden that I was responsible for, you know, like turning and planting potatoes and stuff like that. I don't know if you ever heard of St. Leonard's kids. I don't know where you went to school, but, you know, that was what we used to do. So I got here to United States at 17. I went into work in electrical job because my father is an electrician. He owns a electrical contracting business. And I went into work for one of the biggest utilities in New York called Con Edison. And I had always had that love and dream for flowers, and due to hardship, trying to overcome adversity, I started my business where I worked a job in the evening and I ran my business at night. And I went into studying floral design at the New York Botanical Garden, which is a renowned place to study. And I was taught underneath a guy called Frank Langen, who was at the time was Chappaqua florist, but he was also Clinton's florist and won the White House florist for the inauguration balls when Clinton was there. So it was a very prestigious guy to study underneath, and also being a chocolate girl, sometimes only in the class. You know, some days I would walk out, you know, feeling bad, but I studied underneath him and he gave me a good start out. And I ran my business for 21 years. I started with Naja. My daughter was only 3 months. When I got into doing the show, I took a visit down, you know, I was pondering back and forth, what am I going to make, but I knew it was going to have to represent me. And I went down to see what others put in the show. And I said, you know what? I was a little torn because I said, you know, I have to do tropicals. I have to do where I'm from. I have to represent Barbados. I have to represent who I am. And I did tropicals, you know, and like News 12 covered it yesterday. And they said, well, what made you do Birds of Paradise? And I said, well, Birds of Paradise in the design not only represent things that I grew up with, but it also represent the people who died last year from COVID. You know, those are the birds that went on to paradise all over the world. And then the two people I have at the entrance of the design represent a kid like me who came to this country as an immigrant. You know, we came here as immigrants. Those are the two beautiful kids at the entrance of my garden, because the whole design is a garden, going into this garden, right? But this garden is not like just roses and stuff. It's all these tropical blooms, calla lilies, snake plant. I used to get lashes with the snake plant coming down the hill, you know, coming down the hill in Grazettes Hill. I used to get lashes with that snake plant. My nanny used to lash me with that. So I put a railway of snake plants and all these things, that these views I've seen home, and popped it in there. And I thought that would be a nice pathway with pebbles. And as you walk along the pathway in this garden, it says love. Because with everything that's happening in this country right now, we tend to forget about love. So not only that I'm a floral designer, I am the leader of the proposed NAACP for my area. I'm an activist. So I fight a lot for a lot of things, you know, racial equality, and, you know, I fight for diversity and equal rights for women. That I stand strong for that. So when I did this design, I had to incorporate all those feelings and those thoughts. And I don't know if Macy's even really know, you know, these are all the things that so much was in it. And so it was this pathway of these are two immigrant kids at the entrance of this pathway, the basket of beautiful flowers, because we bring beauty with us. So this basket I saw these kids carrying was a beauty that they carry, all our talents, and the flowers represent all the different talents we come to this country with as immigrants, right? And this pathway, like I said, leads you up to love. But the kids have a secret. In the garden is this huge, gigantic pot. And in this pot is all these tropicals, anthurium, ginger lilies, birds of paradise, protea. But as you go up in the line form, center line form, there's a piece of wood. And it's a wood from another country, but it shaped all the transitions we went through in life. Last year, we had to do a lot of shedding. We had to shed a lot all over the world. We had to let go of everything we knew and formulate to wearing masks, clean our hands, and doing to protect ourselves against COVID. The wood may represent some kind of dying, leaving, but the tree fern, the Barbados tree fern, the one we have home with where the lizards like to go and eat the berries. Along that fern where you see that bird is sitting, along that wood where the bird is sitting, is actually some fern that's running up. And that fern represents new life. Because the fern really can't grow unless there's something to give it a source of life, right? And there's a bird perching, just waiting. And she's waiting by an air plant. There's an air plant, there's 2 air plants in there. So symbolically, it means a lot. And it's to inspire us in life. And the fern is the blooming's happening. So it's a lot that goes into the story of my design. But Barbados is on the background of everything.
But